All right, what up, people? It's your boy Jid from Doing an Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time, I'm talking about Eagle Eye transfer rumor show, where I talk to you about transfer rumors that surround the Arsenal and rumors generally. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Straight up, it is slow as fuck at the moment in the transfer story department. Hence, why I've gone with the titles that I've gone with. Titles that are likely to maybe upset a couple of people because they completely disagree. They think it's a good idea that a 23-year-old who's been at the club for 3 years is being considered Arsenal captain. Um, I'll come to that. Your view may still surprise. My view on this may still surprise you. Just hold fire for a second. Let's talk about the stories in terms of all the targets and where I know that we are with all of them. So the William Saliba deal is just a case of waiting for it to be confirmed. The view is that we'll be ready to unveil him on Monday, but everything has been agreed. The fee's been agreed. The personal terms were agreed some time ago. Um, Papers are conflicting with stories because one story says that Tottenham didn't actually officially bid, and then there's another story today, and I prefer reading that story because it was hilarious. In fact, I am actually going to quote it so I don't misquote it, where William Saliba himself actually did see a deal. He saw something on paper that came through, and his reaction was as follows. I shit you not, this sounds hilarious when you read what his reaction was. So he saw the deal on paper from Tottenham. Now, hold on. Still getting used to this whole new Twitter layout. I'm not sure I like it. So yeah, I did retweet it earlier. Let me see if I can go quote it. Sorry, bear with me. Yes. So, William Saliba on rejecting Arsenal. I'm extremely happy. Sorry, rejecting Spurs for Arsenal. I'm extremely happy. It is every young French boy's dream to play for Arsenal. Oh, what do you know? What I said. I did say that many, many times. That I felt like even if Spurs were having a competing offer, a lot of French guys, especially young kids, have been heavily, heavily influenced by what they've seen happening at Arsenal. You know? So doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Then he said, and this is the one that I think all Gooners would like. I just looked at the offer from Tottenham and laughed for 30 minutes. It's such a small club. Now, do I believe he actually said this? Because I'm sure people are saying this in the chat room, that there was bullshit. I'd be surprised if he was as aggressive as this. Supposedly, he said he looked at the offer from Tottenham and laughed for 30 minutes. It's such a small club. I look forward to meeting you guys soon. This sounds like a fake quote. I'll be real with you. But apparently, from other sources, there are real quotes that have said that he is very, very much looking forward to Arsenal, and that he has always, basically, supposedly, he's been misquoted a little bit in the sense that a lot of people believe that it is a club, Arsenal are a club that is wanted to join for a very long period of time. So we'll see what happens. But from my point of view, I'm happy to get the kid, even if it is, we won't necessarily feel his impact for another year. But let's see what happens. Clearly, the kid has something. If teams are willing to spend this sort of money on him, so let's see what happens. Another player that we've been linked with as a Lauren Koscielny replacement is Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz is the Portuguese and Benfica player. The thought process was that if Laura Koscielny, someone who I will come back to shortly, pushes through wanting to move, then it looks like we'll move for Diaz as a replacement. I think there were a lot of reservations about this because although he's 22 years old, he is a player that is a little bit rash, does make a lot of stupid mistakes. And given the fact that he's being quoted at 55 million, I think a lot of people were like, really? They just couldn't see it happening. Well, very interestingly, Wolves. That's right. Wolves have come in. And they decided, you know what? We might need a replacement for Bolly. Tell you what, send Bolly our way. If you want a replacement for Bolly, send Bolly our way, yo. And they reckon that they might want Diaz as part of their team. They obviously got a little bit of a Portuguese contingent there as it is. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Plus, Wolves did spend money last season. They haven't really this season. And maybe they've been biding their time. And someone like this, they feel that they can build a team around. So I thought this was interesting. There's clearly some traction going on here with the Diaz story because it's currently trending number 2 on Twitter. So something has happened here. So yeah, very, very, very interesting that Ruben Diaz is the subject of such talk. So yeah, let's see what happens. Reading through some of these stories, United might also be interested in him as well. So I'm not seeing any stories around Arsenal. So it looks like Arsenal have decided to concentrate on Cisse. Cisse is the £10 million defender I spoke about 3 days ago and yesterday. And obviously, if you guys want to see what he's about, he should be playing in the final today. So, the final I said was on Saturday. Yes, tonight. In fact, I think it's right now. So do go check that out if you haven't had an opportunity to, particularly if you want to take a closer look at this guy. 6'6", Olympiacos defender, said to be very, very good. In fact, the quote is that the Arsenal scouting team feel like he'd be, and I quote, an immediate starter. So we are looking for someone who is ready to start in the team. This is the shit I want to hear. This is what I want to hear. £10 million, 6'6", big African, 23 years old, and he's ready to start. Sign me up, bruh. I'm ready. So yes, I've got the match recorded at the moment. So I'll be taking a closer look. I'll give you my idea and my verdict on him tomorrow. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, 6'6", Abu Diaby? Abu Diaby. Abu Cisse Pepe. So yes, do go check him out. Kieran Tierney is the one story I'm a little bit worried about because I ain't really hearing anything new there. I'm hoping no news is good news. Apparently conversations are still ongoing and it's just a case of this could be a deadline day type of signing. So let's see what happens. I'm also got an announcement to make about deadline day. I'll come back to that. Sabios or Pelios or however you want to say it, Danny Sabios. That deal apparently is all but done. We were waiting for the green light from Zidane on confirming his loan deal. Apparently that's come through now. So it's just a case of another one we're waiting to announce. So don't be surprised if you see a little bit of a double announcement on this. Because it would be unlike the club to announce the signing of a player that, actually no, it would just be like us, to be fair. To announce the signing of a player that we're not going to play this season would be a little bit of a anti-climax. So I do wonder if they're trying to double stack a little bit and do like almost a double signing announcement and then knowing that they're going to loan one of them back to the club. So it wouldn't surprise me if they will try and release both of these signings maybe on Monday. So as per usual, we have to wait for these things to come on board, but be patient. I'm confident something's going to happen next week, beginning of next week as well. Is there anything else? Zaha, I think a lot of people got hyped about the fact that, he told his club he wants to leave. There's a feeling in the Arsenal fan base that we're only going to go for one of them, surely. And a lot of us are wondering, and my thought process is, because a story came out today that we're not actually bid for Everton Suarez. That what we've done, and it's pretty normal in Brazil, is that if they're interested in a player, they're very laid back about allowing clubs to speak to their players. So that we've spoken to the player, We've had preliminary, never say that word properly, discussions with the club about a fee. That fee has been agreed in principle, as in terms of the sort of fee has been agreed, not necessarily the structure. So the fee's been agreed, but not necessarily the structure. So that's why we've not bid yet. The fee is set to be about 40 million euros, 36 million pounds. That deal is supposed to, or that bid is supposed to come in the end of the week. Technically, we are at the end of the working week, so I'm wondering when that bid's actually going to come through. So again, we'll see what happens. And that's pretty much it in terms of everyone that we're being linked with. Have I forgotten someone? No one else I've really forgotten. I think, to be honest with you, at this point in time, if anything's going to happen, it's going to be one of these 5 players that I mentioned. So let's see what happens. Now let's go back to let's go back to Koscielny punk ass. Koscielny wants to take Arsenal to court. So Arsenal are planning to fine Koscielny, and I quote, heavily for his, shall we say, his misconduct for not going on to the trip to America. They're planning to fine him heavily. The stories, and I think this may be paper talk, but it could be true, that Arsenal have told him that he's going to train with the under-23s, and they're looking to fine him at least half of his wages for the next month. And he just said, well, fuck you, I'm going to take you to court. How do I feel about this? I don't really give a damn about Laurent Koscielny at this point in time. I barely cared about him when he was in favour. He had the opportunity of leaving quietly as a great. If the club needed him to stay an extra year, so what? Then your fate is in your own hands next year. Don't get it twisted. I would have let Koscielny go anyway. But if the club needed him to stay, and you're going to throw your toys out the pram like some sort of baby, I could not care less what happens. In fact, out of principle, I hope the club take you to court. I hope they say, come man, let's go to court. It's your money you're burning. We're good. Let's go. Honestly, the respect I've lost for this guy. Oh, well, you guys promised me that you'd release me from my Really? Did they really say that they would release you from your contract? You mean the same club that care and account for every single dime that goes out of this club? Who are you kidding? Like, who are you kidding? And if they did promise you that, then more fool you for believing them. Who are you kidding? You're under contract. They're not asking you to do something that's unreasonable here. If an offer comes in, it's not like they're asking for crazy money. 8.8 million is what they want. That sounds like 10 million euros to me. It's not a crazy amount of money. If you're really worth that dough, then a team's going to come in for you. Unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable. But Saint Etienne, I'll tell you what, let us have the kid and you can take this idiot. Flipping head. Honestly, I've lost 9 years for nothing. For nothing. I'm so disappointed in him. Anyway, let's talk about the men's stories. So there's been a lot that's come out from this Sven Misliant interview. Initially gave an interview, I think it was last week, talking about, so there's been a lot of stories, and you can remember me when I made a video about Sven leaving. I didn't understand where this had suddenly come from. I thought the whole point of getting Sven on board was to put all of this stuff into place. And then there was a lot of stories that came out that Sven wasn't actually offered the technical director role, this, that, and the other. Then yesterday I read a story that Sven was offered the role, but then he turned it down. Well, in the interview that he since had, he just clarified that actually there were a couple of reasons that he left. Broken promises was the main thing. So a good example is the role of technical director, as perhaps the paper wrote, was made for Sven. It was ready to be offered to Sven, but that was arranged by the previous managing directors. Well, I say managing director, executive, whatever he was, Ivan Gazidis. He obviously left before he had an opportunity to officially offer him that role. I'll tell you what, Ivan leaving really screwed over Aaron Ramsey and Sven. It really did. And then, so obviously, when Raul came and Vinay came, they were like, really? Well, what's he done? Why does he deserve this role? And then, according to Sven, the last straw was because essentially he basically said that didn't happen because the new leadership had their own agendas and their own candidates. The last straw was basically Sven believes that Raul and Vinay had a completely different approach to the job than he had. They had their idea about the way the job should have been run, and completely conflicted with the way Ivan said that the job would be for Sven. Basically, Sven came into the job and was told that he'd be able to run his own ship, his own show, with very minimal interference from anyone, including the head coach. Well, perhaps almost predictably, the head coach has had a lot more influence on who's come in. And a good example was this croc, Denis Suarez. Ivan was against that from the get-go. Said from day one that he believes that Saka and Joe Willock should have been the two people that were considered for this winger role. For some reason, Unai disagreed and wanted to bring in Denis Suarez, which baffled, and you can see why it baffled. It baffled Sven, and he just said that was the last straw and he left. Why? To me, the reason I've gone with the title that I've gone with is, all right, this is all well and interested in that, but why are you bitching about this now? Like, you got your job, we got our job. Apart from the fact that, to me, it seems like this story's come out to destabilize us. When you know that the tension in the Arsenal fan base is pretty high, we still haven't signed anyone of significance. Just feels like a bit of a story baiting. It just feels like fan baiting to me. It's just like, why does this interview have to come out now? Why couldn't it have come out when he initially got the job? What was it? 2 months ago? A month ago? It just feels like a bit of a fan baiting thing. Him just whinging and bitching. It's just like, oh, all right, Sven, cool, no problem. I get it. So clearly that situation was not handled well. They had their own ideas about who that they wanted for the role. We all know that person was initially that bald-headed guy who I've now forgotten the name of. They didn't get him. They've now got Edu. Hopefully we should start to see some movement. It's a little bit of a worry. We still haven't seen movement, and we are entering less than 3 weeks until the transfer window closes. You can see why Arsenal fans are getting a bit unsettled and a bit nervous, because the teams that finished above us by some way are strengthening. Spurs, who just about finished above us, are strengthening. We, who were way off the pace, are still bullshit. And we still ain't solved the issue that we had, which was at the back of the defence. The defence was the problem. And that defence still hasn't been improved on. Even if you take into account all of the youngsters that have been promoted recently, it still hasn't addressed the defence. So you can see how people are worried. You can see why people are worried. So to me, I urge Arsenal fans, don't be distracted by this Sven interview. Keep this pressure firmly at the Kroenkes, because they need it. All this other stuff is just a distraction. The pressure has to stay on the Kroenkes. So, to me, I genuinely thought, yes, my tone has changed from 19 plus days ago, where I was urging people to calm down. Because I never thought in my life that it'd be the 19th of July and the only person we signed is an 18-year-old left winger, unproven as well. I'm shocked, I'm surprised, I'm disappointed. But it's also Arsenal. We should be used to this shit by now. Let's keep this pressure on this family to urge them to spend the money that, quite frankly, we deserve them to spend. It's not our fault they can't sell people. So at least put the pressure on them to make sure that we get the results that are required from these owners and from this family. Now let's finish with this story before I pop into the chat room very briefly, and that is Mr. Rob Holding. Rob Holding is 23 years old, coming back from injury. Basically, another way of putting it, Emre is still adamant that he wants 5 captains. As goofy as that idea is, he's adamant that this is what he wants. He's maintaining that he still wants Mesut Ozil for some reason as one of these 5 captains. He's maintaining that for some reason he still wants Granit Xhaka as one of these 5 captains. All the way to he also wants one English captain, and that's Rob Holding. I have nothing against Rob Holding. Please don't misunderstand me. But call me cynical, but what is the problem? Just picking a captain who is the most influential player in that team. And it damn sure isn't Rob Holding, with all due respect to him. It's not Mesut Ozil, no matter what people want to, no matter what picture people want to paint, it ain't Mesut Ozil. Why not just make Lacazette captain? I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that Socrates should be captain, because I think your captain should speak English, particularly if the club have adopted this style where everyone in the dressing room to speak English. Socrates' English is limited. So I'm okay with the fact that Socrates is not considered. Granit Xhaka, the guy who 6 months ago was threatening he wanted to leave the club, I personally wouldn't have him as captain. Mind you, if you said to me, who would you rather as captain, him or Mesut Ozil, I'd say, all right, Granit, step up, step up. I think they're both terrible choices, but step up. I think for me, you have to have someone which the whole team respects, that has a positive influence on that team. I think more often than not, Granit puts us in problems. And I think if you put the captaincy on something like that, you're not sending the right message. There was a lot of talk about Monreal being captain. I love Monreal. I think he's given a tremendous years of service to us. And this is a player which, let's be real here, if we ever get this Tierney deal over the line, he's going to be second fiddle to him. So that don't make no sense. There's no real obvious candidate. I hate to say this, probably the next best idea might be actually Hector Bellerin. I never thought I'd say that, but at least with Hector, he's been at the club for some time. He is an Arsenal man now. You'd have to say that. I wouldn't. Oh gosh, I don't feel great about saying it, but it really shows you the state of affairs that we're in. That we are lacking tremendous amount of leadership, that we don't even know candidates for who can be our captain. Oh, Arsenal, man. You man depress me. You depress me so much. Let's go into the chat room briefly, and then I can leave you to your Saturdays. Make sure to your Saturday, to your Friday night. Make sure you give this video a like as I jump in there and see what you lot are saying. $82 people watching, 29 likes. Come on, guys. You guys can do better than that. Come on. Also, just to let you guys know, I am 15 people away from 5K. Come on, guys. I know we can do it. I know there's a final push. Let's go. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's get me to 5K this weekend. Come on, people. Oh, my girl Karen is in the house. Say hello, Karen. Karen Russell's in the house. Sell Mustafi. I beg, sell him. Come on, guys, smash the like. Yes, please. Kashani threw away his career 100%. We're not AFC no more, but we are KFC, Kron KFC. Danny's in the house. You know what? Karen is definitely a mod. 100%. What? Karen, you've been bestowed with the moderator tag. I 100% trust you to use that responsibly. I'm starting to doubt Raul and Unai. San Antonius, I must admit, I'm with you. I mean, Raul, to be honest, he's never really had me. Unai, I'm starting to doubt. I am. I'm starting to. I'm starting to tap out. I'll be honest. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm still going to allow the season to pass, but I am starting to tap out. I'll be honest. There are some decisions that he's made where I'm like, okay. Leno is captain? Potentially. Potentially. The one thing I like about Leno is there's always a positive attitude there. And I don't mean a positive attitude like Mustafi, who no matter what happens, back with Mr. Back on top will start tweeting. No. With Leno, there's always seems to be a positive go get them type attitude. So yeah, I think Leno is not a bad shout actually. It's not a bad shout. We don't have anyone influential, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree with you, Boots. I agree with you. Hector's too soft but courageous in my eyes. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, Matthew. It's difficult because he does know the club. And I do like the idea of a captain who knows the club. Awobi, nah. Yeah, and that's me saying that. He doesn't look captain material to me. Xhaka is worse than Mustafi. Oh, Ramon, I don't know. It's a decent shout. I think for me, Xhaka did more good than Mustafi. I admit it, he was also more disastrous than Mustafi, but he did more good. That's the only thing that makes me put him slightly above Mustafi. One thing would you change? One thing you would change and add in football. I like that question, Scott. To me, I would say I think I do like this VAR thing, but it needs to be a lot cleaner. I would put first of all screens inside all of the stadiums. You know, give allowances to clubs to buy themselves massive screens for all the stadiums, so that just like in tennis, just like in cricket, you can actually see what the fuck is happening. You know, this VAR thing is not good because people can't see what's happening. People at home can, but not people in the stadiums. You know, even I've been in the stadiums and I never, and while VAR is popping off, and I don't actually know what's happening. That is the major problem. And I'd love to see that change. Chig, John Jules is no joke. I agree with you. I think John Jules I think we won't necessarily see that much of him, Brandon. I think he's more likely to star in the early rounds of Europa and possibly the Carabao Cup. But I'm excited for him. I'd like to see him up top though, not in like a number 10 position. I'd like to see him leading the line. His attributes to me show that he'd be potentially a really good target man type of striker. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see. Our kids are coming good. They just need some time. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's why I like the Ceballos signing, because I don't think we will sign Ceballos on a permanent. But what signing him will do is that it will give your likes of your Emil Smith Rose, your Joe Willits, that extra year to develop. Meanwhile, we still got someone for today that could step in and do that job. So I do like that signing. 94 people watching, 35 likes. Guys, please, I beg. You know I stopped bitching at you as soon as you cross that 50 barrier. Please, 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 do crush that like button. It takes 2 seconds, and then my big ass can stop bitching a moment. 2 seconds. Just hit that like one time. Just that. All right, fuck off, man. I'm going to shut you up. Let me shut you up. Look, there's the like. That's all I need. The like is all I need. Let's go up and up and up. Karen, I was just going to get your question. I saw your comment. Club captain Scott Brown will be joined by James Forrest, Ryan Christie, Odson Edward, Scott Sinclair, treble winners, and Saturday supporters, and last but no means least, interesting. So what Karen has sent me here, just I realize you guys are not looking at what I'm looking at, but I'm retweeting it on my Twitter page. So at Colossal Chig, the link is in the description. Basically, Celtic are having a little meet the players type session, from what I could tell. Kieran Tierney is not part of that list. Kieran Tierney, what is wrong with me? Is not part of that list. So that's interesting. That really is interesting. Let's see. I'm hoping there's something to that. Rabadam, thank you, brother. And Algeria in the lead. Bugger. Damn. Damn. To get your opinion on what your thoughts would be if Stan gave control to Josh and Josh was 100% in control. Karen, I sense that he kind of unofficially has given him control. I think given the way Josh was talking, like, listen, if you see me there, you see my dad there, tells me that, oh, okay, maybe he's trying to phase himself out of at least the Arsenal stuff and leave that to Josh. I'm pretty sure Josh has done that Stan has done that, not with the football team, but with the ice hockey team in America. But the only thing that Stan is heavily involved in is actually the Rams. But the rest of it is predominantly controlled by Josh. So I think Stan is aware and is trying to phase himself out of it. This summer really will tell us a lot about their family, because supposedly they were hurt by the comments of the supporters, and we need to now see if that turns into action. Because ultimately, if it doesn't turn into action, it doesn't mean anything. A lot of people think it was lip service anyway. People don't think it meant anything anyway. So it'll be interesting to see if anything happens. I'm less hopeful, but we'll see. My worry is the time that is elapsing. The time that's elapsing, all the players that we're linked with, and we still haven't solved our significant problem. To me, at this point, if we can get the Salaba deal, the Papa Cisse deal, the Tierney deal, the Ceballos deal, if those even only those four are the people we get through the door, I'll be happy. At least it's addressed the defense. There's still another signing to come in Salaba. It's made us a little bit stronger because I think Ceballos actually might be a better player than Ramsey potentially. We brought in a left back. You know, to me, I think that would be at least a sign that we've strengthened the team. I think once Tierney comes in, if we still haven't sold either Nacho or Kolasinac, that will show that we now consider Monreal as a backup centre back. And I'm all right with that, to be honest. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. His pace is gone, so in a lot of ways, it makes a lot of sense. I want Mane to win, and I want Mahrez to get stuffed. Lee will not be happy. Ozzy Guna, what up, Mr. Ozzy Guna? Arsenio calls it. Cooper. Chick looking pen chick. You're looking pen suit. How about that? Even though I still don't believe you're a female, but how about that? Chick's live chat is the only. Chick, your live chat is the only one I have time for, so engaging. Thank you, Ramon. I appreciate it, brother. I try and make it as engaging as possible for all of you. Evening, VP. I see you, brother. Thank you for the donation. The only thing about Saliba going back on loan is that at least we won't have to wait for ages for signing to be announced next summer. Yeah, you know what, Karen? I was just thinking the same thing. I was literally just sat here thinking, you know, when Arsene Wenger used to say that when a certain player came back from injury, it was like a new signing. Well, in his case, he will literally be a new signing. It's just we announced him last summer instead of this summer. So yeah, I literally had that thought process in my head. Penalty to Senegal. Did they score it? It's true. Josh wore the LA Rams t-shirt to our game. Is it true that I don't know? I must admit I didn't watch I didn't watch Josh watching the game, to be fair. So I honestly don't know. Chig, I changed my mind. We should fix the attack before the defense, like Liverpool. Tom, I think what's more important, we should pick a defender that is going to have a similar impact to the team the way VVD has for Liverpool. Well, Pape Cisse could be that guy, time will tell. But imagine if he did and we only spent 10 million on it. Then imagine if he has that impact and then we still have the Saliba kid to come in. Oh, I'm hoping. I am hoping. For me, I must admit, I'm a traditionalist. I like big-ass defenders. And the idea of getting two well over 6 foot defenders has me real excited. I ain't gonna lie to you. And we're real excited. I'm a traditionalist like that. That is what I like. That's that shit I do like. 102 people watching and 42 likes. Come on, guys. I know it's a Friday. I know you lot are tired. Just drop me a like one time. Hit that one, just for one time. Oh, so there you go. Karen's answered your question. Yep, Josh was in a Rams t-shirt. It's true. And Josh Conke coming out and making a statement he did leads me to believe that we now know. We now have the new shield for Stan. Yeah, but then again, Ozzy, wouldn't you protect your dad? Even if your dad is Stan, I'd back him no matter what. Even if I knew he was fucking up. Of course. You'd protect him no matter what. You'd back him no matter what. And let's be real here. Some of our fans, listen, I can't stand Stan either. I ain't trying to wish him dead though. The sort of things you see online, it's like, you man take it too far. I talked about the fact that I didn't like him. I don't want him to die. Like, relax. Shit, would you mind if we offered Amiachi in the signing since he might not resign? In signing who though, Brandon? Chig likes it long. Archie, I don't know what joke you are making, son. I do not subscribe to it. Ray Anderson, that's a new name. The midfield should be fixed more than the defense. Opponents get into defense too often. I agree with that. I agree. As bad as I think our defense are, because I think they still are bad, I also don't think they're very much helped by the likes of your Granite Xhakas. And that's why I'm a big proponent of Ensley moving in there. Move in there. Can they be any worse than what we see on a day-to-day basis? I personally think that Ensley could be a Torreira, a sub or backup, if you like. But they refuse to try him there. Big ass defenders, yeah, I do too. Personally, I hate my dad, but I take your point. Gosh damn, Ozzy. Me and my dad don't have the best of relationships either, but you back it. If it came to push and shove, you back it. 100%. Question: if we sign players that we've been linked with, i.e. Saliba, Sabios, Tierney, Everton, Zaha, where do you think we'll end up next season? I'm going third and Europa League winners. I'll tell you what, I'd be happy with that. Because also, securing third, I think, would help us so much in the final. You saw what effect that had on Chelsea. They secured third, and they had nothing to worry about. Whereas us, it was the whole world. And let's be real, Arsenal are never great when there's pressure and expectation on us. We've never been great. We've never, ever been great in that position. So, yeah, I would be more than happy with that, Karen, to be honest. Replace Xhaka, we'd be fine. I agree, but for some reason, Emre rates him. For some reason. But yes, I agree. I would have replaced him with Decore ages ago. Mike Hadge, cheap team against Newcastle. Cheap team against Newcastle. Leno, Tierney, Suse, Socrates, MNN, Sabios, Xhaka, Torreira, and then the top three, Laka, Zaha, and Uber. Or Everton, Laka, and Uber. But I like it. It's good. Looks dynamic. I like it. We always get overrun in midfield. Always, bruh. Always. Always. Karen, just sorting the defense. We'll finish third. MNN would be great in the middle, Tuche. I'm not seeing the name pop up before, Ray. That's all. Not seen it. No disrespect, brother. Welcome. MN, Torreira, and Iwobi midfield. I don't hate that midfield, Sir Antonis. Rob. And you normally come out with controversial statements. But I like that. I really like that. The idea of a three-man midfield that involves Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Torreira, and Iwobi in that central midfield, I think it sounds like a good one. Sounds like a powerful one as well. I mean, we know that Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Iwobi have a good relationship off the field. If they could turn that into a force on the field, I like that. Xhaka has a left foot, no press resistance, and can't run. I agree with you, Rising, 100%. I said I'd be off by now. As VP would say, going into overtime. So 5 more minutes overtime, 36, I'm off. Stan, do you know what? Let's be fucking realistic. 9:40, I'm out of it. 9:40, yeah? And I'm done. So get your questions in by then. 9 more minutes. Stan's son has gone, what is it, Chalice? There's a liability. I'm happy the players we're bidding for. Whether we get them, Brandon, is another thing. Senegal's goalie is fit for a bigger club than That's pal. Rabadam, proper keeping an eye on this game. What's the score, Rabadam? Thank you for the donation too. For some reason, I think Xhaka will be our captain. Ray, so do I. So do I. I've got this horrible, horrible feeling that he'll be our captain. Sophie Rose or Anita? Anita, you've asked me this question before. Anita. You go to watch the game? Which one, VP? Oh, Ramadan. You're talking for Ramadan. My bad. Our fans better not complain when Uber's on the wing. It's better than playing 3-5-2. Killer for us. Extra OT over 5. Thank you for the 2 donations, VP. The overtime donations. Sheik, I think Zaha is being disrespected ability-wise because of his price tag, don't you think? Well, that's an interesting question to pose to me, Mike, because I don't rate him as highly as others either. Here's the thing. I do think he is excellent in transitions of play and when he's happy and when things are going right. My concern is he's a bit of a diva. I do worry if he can pull up his socks when the tough starts, when things start getting tough, which with Arsenal is every single season. And I don't want another Ozil, ultimately. So I'd rather someone who's going to be in the team and is going to give their all. And quite honestly, if all we have is the youngsters, I'd rather that than just have another prima donna in the team. And that's just being overpriced, we're paying too much to and can't get rid of. Like, I am amazed I would have thought by now we'd be able to have gotten rid of one of Ozil and Mkhitaryan. The fact that they're both there. And if you notice, Mkhitaryan has gone on this to USA as well. Have you even heard his name? Has anyone even heard his name? Do you know he played in the last game? I genuinely didn't know until the commentator said, I think it was deep into the second half. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize he played. That is a waste of space. I'm hoping we get rid of him. At the very least, that's 200k. Get him off the books. Question, it looks like if we get Salah, we'll go on loan. Do you think we'll be signing a centre-back for now? I think so, Karen, yes. I think it would be criminal not to be honest. Good lad, VP. All right, 5 more minutes, people. Enzo Maitland-Niles, who's great in attack when playing right back, but seems to get torn apart in defence at times. I think we should play him right wing. Would you be opposed to that? No, but I'd be much more agreeable to him playing in his position, which is central midfield. I mean, people, we forget that when he played in that position, the last time he played in that position, he ran the show against Man United. And that was the same Man United team that had Pogba in the team, that had, who's this guy that just joined PSG from them? Herrera in the team. He ran the show. And then for some dumb reason, Wenger never played in the next game. And then Emre hasn't even ever tried him in that position. Well, for this reluctance of buying a right back. Then we could have bought a right back and then sold him to a club where they played a racist division. Just doesn't make no sense. The strategy behind our transfers, just bamboozling it. Arsenio, I know you smashed Sophie's back doors in, as you put it. Said this on this channel many, many times. Stay chicks. No. It's Friday, brother. What shit to do, yo? I can't donate, though. Ray Anderson, you donating is not a prerequisite of the show. I never insist on it. I'm always happy when people are able to donate, of course, because all the donations go back into the channel, but don't get it twisted, people. It is not a prerequisite. People have asked me how you donate. See that weird S right underneath the chat box? That's how you do it. Click on it. It's pretty self-explanatory from there. What's good, Chig? How's it going, bro? There's my Nigerian brother. Shoot small Guna. LFC versus Dortmund. Ah. Thank you for the donation, VP. Yeah, Mickey played against Bayern, started against them too, but you're right. I never saw him until he set up Uber for the own car. How much do you think Zaha is worth, in your opinion, for Karen? I don't think he's 8 million for sure. I'd go 30 to 35. I was Karen. I thought I was being stingy. Honestly, 50 max. And I'm not happy with the 50, but 50 max. Chick, will you be twerking your cheeks off later? It's Friday, fam. I'll tell you what, Ginger, I'll be twerking my cheeks off if we make a damn signing. That's a damn sure. Chick, one day I promise I'll donate 100. Oh, Brandon. Brandon, don't tease me like that. Thank you, my man. Well, like I say, donating is not a prerequisite, but thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And as for you, Ray, I've just seen your comment. I wanted to donate, though, but it is saying that it's not available in my region. Oh, typical. Where's your region, Ray? Where's your region? We're going to win the league. Boys, I wish I had your confidence, brother. 40 million tops. You and Karen are stingy, Danny. No, 50 max. 50 max. At least he's Premier League proven. And I think he does have attributes. I just don't think he's consistent. Zaha, that's my issue with him. He's not consistent, he's a prima donna, but the only thing I would say, other than his attributes, which I like the fact that he's a gooner, which means he'd give a shit, just that little bit more. He'd want to do well, just that little bit more. And also he's hungry to prove himself at a big club, which is what has come out in the last couple of days. Now he wants to leave Palace because he's hungry to prove himself on a bigger stage. He knows that he failed at the United test. So whatever new club he goes to, he wants to be able to show that actually he can prove himself at the highest level. That's the only thing that makes me think it might be a good purchase still, but not for more than 50. I don't want Zaha. Yeah, I'm not. For me, I think there are other better options than Zaha. Chig, he's at Palace. He can't be consistent. They're awful on the back foot. So are we. Oh, so are we. All of those things that you just said, you apply it to us. Copy and paste to us. What are you talking about right now? So are we. Zaha will make people eat their words. 50 plus Jacobson. Alex Urhart. Oh, Alex is always giving me grief in my comments, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But he still listens, so that's the progress. I'd go to 50 million plus Chambers. I think that's a reasonable offer. I think it's a reasonable offer. Or Chambers and Jenkinson. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Norwich will beat Schalke in today's friendly. Yes, VP, I have realised I'm going overtime. I will cut out very, very shortly. You haven't said it yet. I just know you're thinking it. With 60 million plus Jenkins, I don't know, you're going too much. I ain't gonna lie, I feel a little uncomfortable with that. 50 max. I think we should keep Chambers. Danny, I like Chambers, but if he can help us get a deal for a good player, I'm all for selling him. And I've been a big fan of Chambers, often criticised on this show for being a big fan of Chambers. Ah, my Jamaican brother. Okay. Well, big up to you, fam. Chick's too funny. G the PT. Chick is Martinelli going to get another... Chick Martinelli is going to be another Yaya Sonogo. God forbid, Maxi. God forbid bad thing. Get that bad mind shit out of here. OTVP. Ah. What can I say? When you guys are on point, I like talking to you. What can I say? Chambers is better than Mustafi. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. BB. Chigs, LFC, extra overtime fun. Fuck it, guys. I'll go when I go. I'll go when I go. When I notice you guys are slowing down, and I'll bounce up out of it. I've got to give my girl a call shortly, but other than that, that's about all I'm doing tonight. Shig, you going to the Emirates Cup next Sunday? Nope. Not until these motherfuckers spend money. Yo, when did we get BC? I can only assume this is for me, so just in case it is, let me put this motherfucker on timeout. Actually, I heard they want Jenkinson. Chambers will be sold to Palace. They want him. Yeah, Palace do want Chambers. They do want Chambers. They wanted Chambers last season, to be fair. Bruv, what drink are you on tonight? Where's my shit? My usual, brother. My usual, brother. Where is this from? Barbados Finest. So explain the Misliant whining thing again. Kai, go back into the thing. Go back into the thing. He's just talking about the circumstances of why he left. Let's make VP an honorary gooner. The amount he is donating, brother, he already is there. He's already there. Arsenal's his second team. Take a swig. No, that's going to need a bigger donation than that. I saw how you lot got at Lee when he drinks. I'm not going to drink on camera, that's for sure. Chick, when's the next UFC preview? And Ola will be listening to this now. I wanted to see if Ola was available. Leave that with me. I'll talk to Ola. Because I wanted to do a Dylan White preview, stroke UFC preview. Leave that with me. I'll text Ola after this. I don't think Arsenal will sign another centre-back after Saliba. Maybe I actually did it. The legend. All right. You know, just because he donated for this. There you go. Always drink responsibly and never spill a drop. Just realize, no Ola. Where's Ola? We want Ola. Ola, they're calling for you. Karen's calling for you. I think he's meaning when do we get Zaha from Crystal Palace? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I do not know. Shit, what's your views on the African guy we want to buy? Who wants to buy Arsenal? I think, well, he's a gooner. A lot of Africans are. A lot of Africans are either United fans or Arsenal fans or lately Chelsea fans, weirdly. So, yeah, he's a gooner. So he's always said, as soon as Stan is ready to sell, he'll be there ready. I'm not going to lie to you, part of me doesn't really want a Nigerian to buy this. Not because anything will happen to the club, but more if shit starts to go wrong, it's all on top for the owner. So part of me is kind of like, oh, brother, don't worry about it. Leave it for a shake. Leave it for a shake. But yeah, I want anyone but Stan. You know this. You guys know this. Don't do a Lee. I'm not going to do a Lee. I can handle my drink better than Lee, that's for sure. I handle my drink better than Lee. Drinking on camera. No, listen, it was a donation request. Donation request. I will happily do what I need to do for a donation request. Straight up. Do I rate Sean O'Malley? He's an unorthodox fighting style, of course, because he likes green. I do like Sean O'Malley. I feel a little bit sorry for him with all this drug shit that's happening with him. So I think he's a good talent. I'd like to see him shift all of that shit. And I think once he starts testing clean, I think we'll see a really good talent shine through. But yeah, I do like Sean O'Malley a lot. All of you guys saying I'm like Lee now. Listen, I handle my drink better than Lee. Don't get it twisted. Mike's in the house now. See the Gooners podcast. First of all, I want you to go and subscribe to Mike. Then, second of all, Mike, you're still doing your Gooner versus Cancer collection. Go and hit up Mike anyway. The Gooner podcast. Follow him on Twitter. Go to that page. Go and follow that cause. It's an excellent, excellent cause. Go and follow that. Chig's more like chugging down the drink. Yeah, man, if you're going to do it properly. What time? Oh, so he is still doing it. So yeah, guys, go to the Gooner podcast. Either Google it, go on Twitter, type Gooner podcast, go on their YouTube channel, type Gooner podcast, and once you hit that subscribe button, go and listen to some of their stuff. Also, they had a very exclusive interview with a certain Dross Concrete. And it's going to be hilarious finding out how they did it. Trust me, I watched the show the other day, and I thought only Mike and Andy could somehow bump their way into an interview with Dross Concrete. But they actually interviewed Dross Concrete, and some extracts that came out that wasn't even widely reported here. So definitely go check that out. It'll be worth the listen. And then once you've done that, donate a little something to their cause. Gooners versus Cancer. It's an excellent cause. I'm sure everybody knows at least one person affected by cancer. I know I do. I very recently attended a funeral of someone who passed away to the devil disease. So by all means, guys, go donate. Who you got, Israel or Robert Whittaker? I'm going to have to be honest with you, Adam. I'm going to be honest. I think Rob will take it. I want Israel to take it for obvious reasons, but I think Robert Whittaker will take it. Just being honest. I'm just being honest. Owobi is one of the 5 captains. At this point, he might as well be. I mean, at least 4 of those guys are worse candidates than him. He may as well be. What did Lee do? I missed it. Don't worry about it, Ozzy. These guys are just winding you up. Don't worry about it. Thanks, Chick. My pleasure, brother. My pleasure. See, there you go. And that's from Mike, who interviewed the man. He just says, seriously, this preoccupation with Stan Kroenke, it's Josh Concrete. That is who that matters going forward. He's the one that runs the club now. So there you go. That just shows you right there. See, there you go. Rub it down sub since she recommended it. There you go. 6 hours ahead of Jamaica. Oh, so it's like in the middle of the day for you, Ray. Gosh damn. Gosh damn. Laka shows the most passion. He should be the armband. 100% Limbo camp. Shit, have you ever done that face app? No, I have not. And please, no one do that for me. No one tweet that shit to me. No one tag that shit to me. I ain't trying to have that shit sent to me. Thank you. Or I'm going to cover my face right now so someone doesn't. I know someone like Mike will do that shit. I don't want to know what my face looks like when I'm older. All right, guys. I'm going to peace up out of here, but thank you so much for everyone that's been listening. I hope you've enjoyed me kicking it with you. I'll be back tomorrow, same thing, talking about something. Please let it be an Arsenal signing. But yes, I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully you guys, hold on. Lee blocked me for letting him know it was lagging, and he was just pushed up again. So I suppose you can't watch it. Can you watch it if you're blocked? So Rubicon Foreskin, he did apologize to people for blocking anyone who let him know it was lagging. He said that he will be unblocking people who he initially blocked yesterday. So hopefully you should be blocked by tomorrow. The time tomorrow comes. No doubt Lee will be watching. He'll probably remember your name and he'll unblock you tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Is it really that accurate? What's that, Chris? Since you have a bad man first name, I'm gonna let you just quickly clarify yourself before I go. Really enjoy being back in the chat. Thanks, guys. Of course, the lovely chick. Yeah, Karen, I don't know where you've gone. But welcome back. Welcome back. Lee blocked me as well, but I can't figure out why. I can't figure out why too, Mike. I can't think why. I have no idea why. Joker. Ian, bro, what's the story? Just jumped in. Adam, late brother. What's going on? All right. I thought Chris was going to clarify something. Oh, I don't think an app can really tell how you're going to look at the future. No, I don't either, but I don't like to put that kind of juju on me either. There you go. All right. I'm out of here, people. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your Friday night. Please hit that subscribe button ever so close to 5K. Please. A self-made 5K as well. So you guys should be proud, because I know half of you hate AFTV and shit like that. I'm a self-made 5K. So please go and help me over that line and hit that subscribe button. And I'm out of here. All right. Yes, we do need to go for a beer next time you're in London, Danny. Here, hold me up to that. Big up to yourself, Matthew. Take care, brother. Peace, y'all.